What's going on, YouTube? These are Alex here, and today we're going to be doing top 5 things people forget in Fortnite. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Coming in at our number 5 spot, we got predictions. Now, what I mean when I say predictions is like predicting if you're going to have to go to the circle before shooting your enemy. And so what I'll go into more detail about this, but what predictions is when you have to go to one place, such as the circle or something. You know, if you got to go to the circle and you see enemies, predict if you're going to have enough time to make it to the circle and kill the enemies, or if you're going to have to skip the enemies. Another problem I see is people just shooting their enemies and not predicting their movements, such as if they're right next to a hill, or if they're like if like they're gonna build or not, or if they're already in a building. Because some people that I play with just randomly shoot, and it just all massacres. Either we have to go to the circle, or we don't make predictions and we just start shooting randomly, and that's not what we should do. We should at least look and see and depend on whether we're gonna have to build, or if we're gonna have to push, or if we're gonna have to make smarter plays, such as if they're gonna build or not. So yeah, that's number 5. Let's get into number 4. Coming in at our number 4 spot is one I cannot exaggerate enough for my teammates and get through their heads, is range. Now, with range, this is exactly how it sounds. Such as, I'm always telling my teammates not to shoot because it's too far for us to engage and we don't have snipers or something. And then we usually end up dying because our teammate makes the mistake of shooting them from a far range when all we have is ARs. And I'm telling you guys, the accuracy on PS4 and on consoles is bad. On PC, it's really good, but just, I cannot exaggerate this enough. But if you're from sniper range, which I would say is above 150 or 100 meters, you probably shouldn't shoot unless all you have at least a sniper, or if you're all confident in your aim. But every time I play with my teammates, they're always thinking, well, I might as well shoot because why not? I mean, we're gonna get them. But this kind of goes with the last one, and make predictions. If you're in the circle though and they're too far away, or they're in a base too far away, don't try and take the shot at all, because they'll have a vantage point on you. They'll be able to build. You have nothing to do because they'll probably have snipers too, and they'll already have a base. Even if you build a base though, just always imagine they're better than you, because that's what I do. And yeah, you can see how I play in this game in the background. I have a really big surprise at the end. Like, it's a pretty big for me, but you can see I broke a little bit of one law that I usually don't break, but I'll get into that on the next one. So let's get into it. Coming in at the number 3 spot is the land, where you're landing. And so most people have their preferences, such as they prefer to land in a big town, a farm, whatever you like to land at. In this gameplay, as you can see, my friend wanted to land next to Flush Factory. I've never been here before, so I'm just going with it. And basically, what you want to do is observe when you're landing to make sure nobody else is coming with you, because me and my friends have been killed so many times because there has been some other people landing and we didn't know. Such as, we would go to Pleasant Park, because I prefer to play aggressive, and there'd be like a whole 2 other duos that we didn't know about, and we just shoot at one thing and only one came there and we just get killed. But you want to be super observant and always think that there's other people where you land. And whether you like I said, whether you prefer to play stealthy, aggressive, anything, just remember where you land is important. Because here are some landing spots that I prefer for squads and duos. But some I like to prefer for squads. I'd like to land at a big town, such as Pleasant Park, Retail Row, and Greasy. Not Tilted, because Tilted is way too packed, as you guys know. But in duos, I'd suggest going one of the locations previously named off, or even going to one of the farms or Tomato Town. Not really Tomato Town. Tomato's more as a solo, but if you're going to play with other people, I'd suggest going to somewhere on a named location, such as Moisty. Moisty Mire isn't that good of a place to go for squads, because for me it never has enough loot, so I just go to the big towns to ensure enough loot. But if you're playing solo, I'd suggest going, if like in this gameplay, go on this kind of place, somewhere off the map that you really know will give you loot. And if you're playing with other people, like I said, make sure you go to a little bit of a bigger location to ensure more loot. So, yeah, and we're going to get into the numbers 2 spot right now. Okay, guys, this is another one that's really important, and it's to build. Now, it's not what it sounds like, guys. What you guys are probably thinking is, I can build massive structures. I can easily build structures that can't be taken down, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about building super fast, having your fingers ready to build, just pretty much having your thumb on the circles right then and there. That, I'm not saying walk around with your guide out. I'm saying you should have your gun out if you're in close range battles and you don't take any damage. But if you really need to, you should train yourself to build. And it just takes practice upon practice upon practice, because it took me a long time to learn. But quick building is one of the most effective and one of the best things to do in this game. And it will pretty much get you a win. And, well, I can't ensure a win, but it will help you get some wins. And also, if you're in the finals, build with your best materials. But when you're just getting shot at, like how I was later, you want to build with wood, and the reason for that is because wood starts off with way more HP than any other materials. But let's say you're getting shot at and you're at 1 HP, you should still build, but if you can, bandage up. If not, then I'd suggest attacking. Now, there's some honorable mentions I'm going to put in this, so I don't want to go too in detail with this because some of them are honorable mentions, but just remember, collect materials at the beginning too, like I am, because as you can see, I already have 500 metal, and we are not even done with the place. So yeah, just remember, collect materials and be ready to build, just because building is one of the, like I said, it's one of the most effective things in this game, and it's the one thing that can either choose your life or death. Because I see a lot of my friends, they get shot at and they just try and turn around and shoot at them. But no, that's not what you want to do. You want to try and build a wall and staircase just to ensure that you're going to get a little bit of a vantage point on them, and you're going to be harder to hit. It's like a quick hit glitch in Call of Duty or just something like that. But as you can see right here, here's another thing. This is my quick building. I saw some guy was shooting us with grenades, and I asked my friend it was to him because it's earlier that game, but we find him right there, and we see it's only one guy, and then we start building even more. And this is quick thinking because I just throw grenade sentries out of the area, and it turns out he was just building. And I'm gonna stay here and show you guys more, but as you can see, I'm throwing him because I saw him go behind that shipment and I didn't see him go anywhere else. And so I build more, and this is what you want to do. You want to build as much. And as you can see, I get a headshot on him. I know he's not gonna peek anymore. And yeah, this is what my building does. And I should have built behind me too, just to ensure nobody would shoot behind me, but I felt like it was just this guy, and then he was also shooting grenades at me. So, and then I just keep on building when he shoots. See, this is another thing. The building in this game is so quick that they can shoot it down, and they'll be like, you'll waste your wood, but you'll waste their ammo too. And that guy was one shot, so I just killed him, and he was solo. So yeah, enough talking for this one. I'm just trying to stall for time because I have 19 minutes left in this, and I might cut some out, but I do want to show you guys the win in this, because I basically know this is really smart plays. But yeah, some honorable mentions now. This is one I can't stress enough, and this is vantage points. Now, I'm talking about, I already named some stuff that kind of relates to this, like the building, like I said. But what I mean by this is, if you see a team or something, or a solo or a duo, then you probably shouldn't follow right behind them. If you see a hill or something, quickly build on top of it and get them. If they're just going straight, then they might stop somewhere to get some loot and you can kill them there. But always try and get higher vantage points than your enemy. Because every time I'm with my friends and we're behind someone and there's a hill to our right, they always just decide that they're going to shoot instead of actually, like, you know, just getting the vantage point and possibly winning us that battle. Most of the times we do die because our team doesn't really, like, try and get the vantage points, but that's what you want to do. You want to try and get the vantage points. One more honorable mention, or a couple more, I don't know, but yeah, we're gonna get into it. As you can see by the title, it says shooting. Now, what I mean by this is this kind of goes along with smart decisions, but what you want to do is you don't want to make any loots or anything. Just don't do dumb decisions like looting during getting shot at, like trying to go behind a tree or something. Just go along with what you're doing. Like if you're building, keep on building. Have your teammates build if you need. Just try not to make dumb decisions when you're getting shot at, because I know a lot of people get stressed when they're getting shot at and they just do something stupid, like build a really bad base and then they get killed, or just they build and then they just start shooting at the other person when they're at 1 health, which isn't a bad idea. But if you have time to heal. Just don't make dumb decisions while you're getting shot at, because I've seen a lot of people just get shot at and they're like just freaking out because they got shot at. Like, it doesn't mean the game's over. But also, if you're getting shot at, just make sure, like I said, build, but also, like, you want to make sure that your enemy can't hit you as easy. So just try and make yourself a hard target, and also just make sure you don't loot while you're getting shot at, because the dumbest things I've seen people do is when we're playing, they'll be like, oh my gosh, an epic scar, but it's not ours until we kill the other people that are shooting at us. And everybody that I play with almost does this, but it's looting. It's pretty much just looting while getting shot at. It's not something you want to do. It's basically an ensured death, because even if you build around the loot and grab it real quick, it's not a smart decision, because you just switched your positions from your original, which you already built, which you just wasted a little bit more materials too, but it's still the materials. It's like you waste a lot of materials. And right here on this, as you can see, we didn't make dumb decisions right here, because we could have easily just walked out, but we decided that these guys were gonna have to push us and they're gonna have to get pushed by the storm, and these guys did what else I said, the 5th one, which was making predictions. Now, like I said, you want to make these smart predictions, and you want to make sure you can shoot the enemies and kill them. These guys couldn't, as you could see, they just got demolished by us. So, and the other thing was the quick building, and yeah, so like I said, while you're getting shot at, don't do anything dumb, like, because we didn't even stop to look at where our enemies was. We just knew. And another dumb thing you could do is just, like, we didn't play it dumb though. We didn't want to go back, because then they'd know our position, but we figured, hey, they're gonna get pushed by the storm, and we didn't let them get any kind of vantage points on us. We just went with it. So yeah, we're gonna get into this number 1 spot, or we'll do one more honorable mention. I don't know. Just stick here to find out, and I'll be back in a second. If you don't play this way, I can't play with you. But listen, you gotta play sticking together, as you can see. But if you're not together, you're gonna die, because one person can get down and then they can just kill them, and then that person's all alone. But just it kind of happens to me in this game, but it's not. It's more or less we were together, and I was low health, and I kind of freaked out. But what you guys want to do is, people always forget this just because they're in a kind of situation, or do they want to loot. But stick together. Never just don't split up. Like, when you're even landing, just make sure everybody has an assigned house, so that you can all land next to each other. If someone gets in trouble, the other one can come over and just help them out. Just remember that though, because everybody I see and play with is always like, okay, I'm gonna get this place across the map and you can get this place across the map. No, you don't want to play like that. You want to play as if you were playing a game where you're attached to each other. Like, if you're not right next to each other and got each other's backs, you're gonna die, because we kind of split up right here. If he would have got shot, he would have been dead, and then I would have come up there and I would have been dead too. The game could have been over, but nobody was there. I could have even got shot from behind. He could have just tried to build and stuff and then got pressured, but we could have died here because we split up. But luckily we didn't. Yeah, this one is really important. Just stick together. If you're getting shot at, one person get down pretty easy from 2 people, and then it's gonna be a 1v2 again, you versus them. Basically, you're both having a chance of getting a kill or something. But as you can see, I did get shot from behind, and it's a quick building that happened. So I'll let you guys watch this, and I'm going to tell you the number one. Okay, guys, so the number one is 1 leader rule, but first I want to just check this out because this is pretty good of me. Now, I'm just shooting them, and I'm doing my rules, but I got down a lot of damage. I'm getting shot at, but I'm just building and building. Okay, let's get into the real topic now, which is 1 leader. Now, I see a lot of people just being like, oh, yeah, I'll lead the group and I'll tell everybody where to go. No, you don't want to do that. Doing that is stupid. All you guys are leaders. It's like your school probably says, or whoever says, there is no 1 leader. There's everybody should be a leader, but what I'm kind of saying is there's no one person saying where one person should go. There should be everybody saying that, okay, if you're going, I'm going to this house. If you guys want to get this house, get it. Everybody has to be kind of aware and can protect themselves. Basically, it's like you have a squad but playing solo, but you guys are going to stick together. Now, most people I play with, I see them just doing whatever and getting bossed around. Sometimes it can work, but it's not a good idea to do that. All you should be leaders in, but if one person is starting out, you probably should have, like, be kind of you should kind of tell them what to do, where to go and stuff. But the one problem I see with people is they think there's only 1 leader in the squad or the duo, but there's really not. That everybody's a leader. If you can protect yourself, then you're fine. But what I'm kind of saying here is there's a limited amount of, like, okay, so there's a certain amount of power that can be passed around pretty much, but you should all have at least 25% of that power to make 100% power. And what I see a lot of people doing, though, is there will be everybody has, like, no power, and then one person has all the power, and then it's like he has to control everybody at once, and it's really bad for him because he's gonna be like, can't control everybody at the same time. Even if you have 2 people as a leader and 2 people as following them, you should still have them being able to know what they can do and what challenges they can take, because I see a lot of people playing and, like, they be like, okay, you go over there, I'll go over here. You build over here, I'll build over. You don't want to do that. You want to be like, okay, if you want to build next to me, you can, or if you want to get in my base, you can. If you want to do this, you can. Just make sure that they can suggest things too and agree on things, and make sure they're not, like, just gonna be boring. Just make sure that you can all agree on one thing. Kind of like so everybody's a decision maker. You're not the decision maker, just yourself. You're all the decision maker for your group. You decide where you land. You decide where everybody lands. Not really you decide where everybody lands, but make sure that everybody can agree on a place, and make sure that everybody's okay with it and knows the route or whatever. But make sure that they can at least lead themselves and know what they're gonna do and what they can do, and make sure they can suggest things that might be better than your ideas or something. Just cause what I see a lot of people doing, like I said, they just be like, oh, well, I'm the leader, and it's like, no, there's not 1 leader. Everybody has to be a leader and protect themselves, and there has to be everybody pitching in somewhat, such as they choose their own gunfights. But like I said, if they don't know one of these rules, you should probably be like, okay, if they're too far away, don't engage or anything like that. But yeah, it's getting pretty close to the end of this game, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. But yeah, remember all these rules and stuff, because these are some things that I enforce in every game, and it always helps me get the win. And now I won this duo at the end. It was hyped. But yeah, as always, guys, I'll see you in the next video, and peace.